back. We hope that you found the program so far exciting and inspirational. A very warm welcome to today's highlight of the program, the innovation pitches by the European Young Innovators 2021. I would like to introduce you to our fantastic moderator of this session, a former winner himself. Welcome to Abdul Rahman. Abdul, the stage is yours.
Thank you. It's really great and wonderful to be the moderator for this session today. I'm really inspired with all the projects, the winning projects, since I ever saw the list. Actually, this is my best time of the year. Usually when the list is announced, I feel like so inspired and so motivated to see what kind of innovations we have this year. A short introduction about myself. My name is Abdul. I am a software engineer. I work since 2015 for the automotive industry. Currently, I work as a senior consultant by MHP. It's a Porsche company. And beside of that, I am myself a tech entrepreneur. I was founding 5 years ago a startup called FreeCom, and luckily it was the overall winner for the European Youth Award in 2016. So I know exactly what you guys are going through, and I really encourage you, and my whole heart and support and soul are with you. To be honest, actually, my brain is working for the industry in the moment, but my heart, soul, and mind are with you guys, working with the whole beautiful word of innovation and real values, where values worth much more than money, where you can see like this whole community is actually valuing your impact, your innovation, the way how you make money and impact with people, not from people. And really, I can't be more like thankful, and huge thanks for you for giving all this effort and giving all these ideas to the whole world to help people to be like living in a better situation and having a better planet for us to live. And actually, I can't be more welcoming than now to all of you, encouraging you and welcoming all your beautiful ideas and feeling so excited to hear more about the details. So let's go through some organizational information and details. We will have 3 minutes pitching and presentation for each winning team. We have to be strict by time. If it comes to me, I would listen to you guys the whole day and to all your beautiful ideas, but we have to go through and be floating like with a timetable. And afterwards, we will have 3 minutes for the jury to ask questions. We will have actually 3 voting criteria. The first one will be about the solution itself that you provided. The second about the impact of your solution and how changing people and society. And the third one is about the presentation and the pitch itself. So I think we can start going through the presentation directly. And I would like to ask the team from Akademi.al to get prepared. Just for the audience, actually, we saw recently, especially the last 2 years, how important online education is, like also the platforms that provide education and learning systems, either to the students themselves or to the teachers and teaching staff. And this is one of the wonderful projects and examples that they also provided a unique touch with such a wonderful solution. So I'm really excited to hear more about the project, and I would like to give it further to the colleagues from the Akademi.al. So please, the stage is yours. Maybe it will take some seconds for the presentation to be there.
Hi, first of all, thank you very much for having us, and we're very, very excited to be part of such a cool event and with amazing solutions that are bringing people together through innovative and digital solutions. I'm ready to share my screen for the pitch. Just tell me if everything's okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
That's great. So education, healthcare, business, culture, everything was fine and improving until the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Education was one of the pillars of our society that took a bad hit, especially after healthcare. Governments, schools, and teachers alike adopted new ways of teaching online, and the need for e-learning platforms and e-learning management systems took giant leaps in a matter of a few weeks. As a team that comes from different academic backgrounds, we know that by first-hand experience, actually, that issues in education can impact and in most cases even predict a child's life and impact the broader society as well in the years to come. That's why we decided to tackle access to quality and job-ready education. Our solution, Akademi.al, is built specifically for Albanians by Albanians and is embraced by teachers, students, and the Albanian government as well, which has recognized us as the official learning platform of the country, bringing innovation, accessibility, and access to quality education. Akademi.al was an instant hit since it went live. Now, Albanian students can learn in this virtual environments that we have created, instantly connect with their peers and teachers in real time, watch quality video lessons, presentations, and even take quizzes. But midway we thought, maybe we're not doing enough yet. People do not need only platform, but they also need content and they also need structure. And that's why we also developed new content. And as of now, we have delivered more than 20,000 video lessons, 10,000 quizzes, and more than 3,000 videos that are adjusted for students with disabilities. Everything is free access for all. We now have 95% penetration in all pre-university system with more than 500,000 teachers and students that are feeling day by day empowered and supported in the process of teaching and learning online, resulting in more than 20,000 sessions only last year. Hannah, which is a young schoolgirl in the 6th grade, and her teacher Petrina as well, they say that without Akademi.al, the last 2 years of school would be completely lost for them. For us, this is the reward we're craving since this project was created. And nowadays, when we see students in the cafes and co-working spaces in Tirana and Durrës and other cities and villages learning with their laptops and mobile phones in front of them through our platform, we're more than happy to have contributed to the goal of tackling the issues related to the Sustainable Development Goals, that of ensuring access to quality education for all. Thank you.
Great, thank you for the Akademi.al team and for the great presentations. We will go directly ahead with the jury questions. Please, you can raise your hands virtually so we can introduce you, please, to have questions. So the first question is coming from the jury auditor. Please go ahead.
Hi, and thank you for such a great pitch, really concise and to the point. You mentioned that you are completely free. So how are you planning to monetize it and sustain this? Yes, because I imagine that like creating the content really takes a long time and is resource heavy, as well as advertising and marketing.
Well, definitely. We, as of right now, have raised over 500,000 euros, and we are a mix of private funding alongside with grants. Right now, our business model is kind of a mix of B2C and B2B as well, because alongside the free content and the free platform that we provide for public schools and the public pre-university system in Albania, we actually also have a white label solution for organizations, not only schools in particular, but every big or small enterprise that sees online learning as a way to empower their employees as well. Alongside this, as I said, 20,000 videos, which are made up mostly in courses and structured in courses. More than 300 are completely free for everyone to see. There is some content that is paid as well, which is the one that we at the moment are sustaining ourselves with. This is paid content because it's a little bit advanced and it's targeting students that are a little bit more looking for something more specific. All the other content that we have developed is the school curriculum that Albania is. So each lesson has been translated to a video lesson for each subject.
Great, thank you. So let's go directly ahead to the next question from the jury. Gina, please go ahead.
Hi, I really loved your presentation. It was so concise and clear, and it's an excellent idea. What I wanted to ask was, how are you evaluating the impact of the work that you're doing on students? What tools are you using to measure this?
Well, we see day by day that we have quite a bit of a brand recognition, and teachers are our biggest supporters. Without them, we wouldn't be at this point that we are right now. They are the ones that have recommended to their other colleagues. They are the ones that recommend using our platform to their students. And as of right now, we have registered pretty much 95% of the whole public school system in Albania. So there isn't anyone that doesn't know us, and there isn't anyone that it's not using us at all.
Great, thank you. So the next question from Barbara, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. For the presentation, I want to know in which language is your service available, in English, or is it planned with more languages in the future?
In the future, yes. Currently, even one of the things that we thought about this idea is because the language barrier is quite a big one when it comes to Albanian teachers and students alike. There was a huge gap in the beginning of the pandemic. Teachers, for example, they were using Microsoft Teams or Zoom, but most of them were just using like WhatsApp because they didn't know how to use Zoom, and they had the language barrier of using a tool that was not in Albanian. That's why we have created Akademi.al to be fully in Albanian, and it's also very user-friendly for this specific target group as well. In the future, and also the white label service that we offer to private schools or private institutions and small or big enterprises has some other languages available as well. At this moment, we want to be as much as near as we can to the Albanian student and teacher, so we are keeping Akademi.al fully in Albanian.
Great, thank you. The last question we can take maybe is from the jury, Tahira, please.
Hey, thank you so much for your presentation. I wanted to ask if you are now only focusing in the Albanian market, or are you also planning to expand an EPS? Like, if you have any strategy on that?
We're actually planning to expand in the Western Balkans area because, first of all, it's kind of near. Everything is near here, and because of the connections that we have developed over the last 2 years with other entrepreneurs and other accelerators as well. As I said, if another version of Akademi.al were to be created, of course, it would be in English, since it's an international language, and also the content that we have developing for Albanian students, we would find a way to accommodate that to be in English as well. This is more like our 3 to 5 year plan to expand in the Western Balkans, and after that maybe in Europe. We are, as of now, an international team, so we have that as an advantage as well. People with different perspectives that are using them to have Akademi.al be the best version that it can be.
Great, thank you so much for the Akademi.al team. That was all the questions for the jury. Hopefully this would be enough for great voting. So the next presentation and the brilliant idea we will have is 14 too many. I'm really glad actually, and I was really inspired the time I was reading about the description of this beautiful solution. Actually, it's focusing on very high values like human rights, gender equality, and what I really believe in is sometimes raising the awareness is more important than the solution itself, because people would understand the main value of the thing that people are offering. And I think I will leave the stage for the wonderful team from the 14 too many. And please, I think we are seeing your camera, and please take your time to present your slides.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to start now, and maybe you are having many questions afterwards. So let's jump right into it. Just give me a sec.
Yes, great. We can see the slides.
You can see the slides. Okay, perfect. So then let's jump right into it. Do you know when I walk the fastest? When I get approached by a pushy fundraiser in the streets. Do you also know why I refuse to sign their call for donations? Besides the fact that I don't like to be attacked like that, I know that 50% of my donation is not reaching the project I want to support. So again, in other words, chances are very high you're a very caring person, but you run for the hills when you see fundraisers in the streets. And let's put your donation into perspective once more. You donate 10 euros and 5 euros of it are only covering the fundraising costs, and that's the ugly truth. This is not right, and doing good should not look like this. However, that is the reality of old school fundraising. It's expensive and not very profitable, and that's exactly the problem nonprofits have to deal with. And here Impactory comes into play. We empower you to live social sustainability differently. How do we do that now? By providing a whole online ecosystem where you can financially support the work of nonprofit organizations with only a few clicks. This ecosystem includes Austria's biggest donation platform with over 200 nonprofits, over 300 projects, and easy fundraising tools like, for example, the Impactory donation gift card, our interactive tool for donating. Now, how do we positively impact today's world like that? Like that, we help nonprofit organizations, especially the small and medium ones, to reach a wider audience and ultimately profit from more money. For them, the use of our platform is risk-free and for many the only way to do fundraising online. And with Impactory.org, more than 200,000 euros have been raised, more than 12,000 donation gift cards have been gifted, and we continually contribute to all 17 SDGs. So by making online donations possible like that, we continue to reduce their fundraising costs up to a tenth, which means MPOs profit from 40% more money. And this is exactly the framework in which we have come up with the 14 to Many campaign, our campaign to raise awareness for the many famous sites in Austria. With this campaign, we shed a light on the organizations that help to keep women and their children safe and how we as a society can make a difference. So let's live social sustainability together. Thank you.
Great, thanks a lot for the presentation. We can go ahead and take the questions from the jury, please. I will monitor the screen and see who's going to be first. Okay, so the jury, Gina, please go ahead, and we are hearing your question.
I really love your introduction to the beginning of this presentation about how you run away from fundraisers, because I definitely do it too. What I'm really interested in is how are organisations on your platform giving transparency to people donating to them? Is that something that you think about? How, when you raise your concern about how much project funding doesn't go towards projects, how are you specifically tackling that issue for donations?
That's an excellent question. Thank you so much. As we know one thing as Impactory, that it's all about the transparency. If you're giving your money somewhere, you want to know where it comes, you know, and you want to make sure that it also is really reaching that project. So first of all, we're double checking all of the organizations that are on our platform. And so people can make sure if they're donating online via Impactory.org, that their money is really going there to the projects that they want to support. Also, we help NPOs to really foster in their transparency as we're creating a lot of content. We're taking all the stories that we can hear from them and put them on our channels, which means via social media or on our blog. And we also link like companies that are doing good with NPOs. We link them and make interviews, so then also foster transparency, that they know where they have been giving their money to, you know, and like, yeah, that's only one approach how we try to foster transparency and help them with that.
Great, thank you. So the next question is from Odeta. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much for a great presentation. I actually have kind of a multi-sided question. One part is like, how do you make money? Because obviously you need to make money as well. Another part is, how do you get people on board actually who donate money? Because that's also a marketing cost usually. And then just like the last bit is, can you actually get like financial reports from the companies, from the NPOs, to actually foster that transparency even further?
Okay, so let's start with your first question. How do we make money? That's also an excellent question. As I said in the pitch before, that we have a whole ecosystem. The whole ecosystem of Impactory.org is also accompanied by the many amazing impact partners that we have, which means we also have a B2B side. And this is also like for you, then the answer to the second question. We have impact partnerships, which means businesses support us. We help them to do good with different different actions, and they pay us for that. Also, we take only 5% of each donation, which is the thing I've mentioned in the presentation before. It's like we reduce it up to a tenth the fundraising cost, because we take 5% of each donation besides of 50%. And the third thing is, you mentioned the costs of the MPOs.
That's not the cost, but like actually getting their financial documents where you can see like where they put the money actually. Is that something possible?
No. Yeah, I know. The thing is, if you have a greater look on our platform, you see the donation causes, and each cause has like a very specific title. So it's not like you are donating to the whole organization itself, but you're really donating for the cause itself, which means, for example, one organization has 3 different causes, and there you have also a live ticker where you can see how much money they have already been raised, have been raising, you know? So you definitely know how much money they have for each project.
Thank you so much. We have to stop here, unfortunately. I would like to ask, please, the jury and the winning teams to make maybe questions and answers fast so we can have more questions, please. I can see here like there are 3 more questions from the jury, but unfortunately we have to move a little bit further. So I would like to thank you so much for this wonderful presentation, and we can go directly to the next project. Yeah, actually, it's one of the things that I really believe in, that sometimes managing the resources is more important than the solution itself, because it could really let everything goes in the right place with exactly the same resources. So we don't have to increase the resources, just being wise using them. And this is actually something similar to what the winning team in Shayp like already did. And I think they had a very wonderful solution we can all hear about. So please, I can see the camera. You can please go ahead and share your screen.
All right. Hello. I'll share it now. All right. You should be able to see my screen now.
Yes, great. We can see it. Please start.
All right. Can you see? Oh, can you see the slides? All right.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. So my name is Louis, calling in from Brussels for Shayp. What we do at Shayp is that we're setting the world standard for water efficiency in buildings. We do so using analytics and the existing utility meters for water. Just a matter of context, leakages account for more than 20% of water usage in buildings on average. Water shortages are increasing throughout the world, and governments are looking for ways to slow resource depletion. Still, there is no easy, reliable, and scalable way to assess leakages in buildings. Just a few examples of people we work with. The city of Brussels, whose water consumption was leakages accounted for over 40% of the water consumption in their buildings. We also work with companies such as Lidl, who must manage hundreds of buildings, which is really complicated when you must find leakages in those buildings. We also work with social housings and student housings, and people who end up having to pay really high water bills, which they cannot pay. The impact and the results that Shayp is working towards is that we're using the existing utility water mirrors to inform property managers on how much water is wasted in their buildings and provide them with insights on how to improve the situation. We work with insurance companies, water utility companies, cities such as Brussels, and so far we've detected more than 12,000 leaks, which is the equivalent of more than 20% of all the water consumption in those buildings, and the equivalent again of more than 1 billion liters of water. What's 1 billion liters of water? That's the equivalent of 400 Olympic-sized pools. That's a lot of water. We work with an algorithm which we developed internally and a platform that's easy to use. Our proprietary leak algorithm detects over twice as many leakages as the best industry standard, with 95% less false positives. We do so using a really easy to use platform. We are basically tapping into an untapped market, first focusing on Europe and then on the rest of the world. If one thing must be taken out of this presentation is that Shayp in Brussels is setting the world standard for water efficiency in buildings, and we plan to do so by saving 100 billion liters of water by 2025. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Such an impressive results, actually. We can really recognize it so fast. So I would like to give the chance, please, further to the jury. The first questions come directly from Christian. Please take your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for this presentation. Super interesting technology. I think this time I will take the question, how is your business model? How do you actually make money? What are your revenue streams? I assume it's B2B, but can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, sure. So we are a SaaS company, so we sell basically software. We also developed a device. So the device we connected to the existing utility water meter, and that's something we can do. So either we use the data that we collect with the device we developed, or we connect our platform to some data that's existing and that's maybe already coming from some connected water meter. And then we use that data and we analyze it with machine learning and data analytics to find leaks and help people find them in buildings, prioritize interventions in buildings. I don't know if that answers your question.
Great, thank you. So next is Frank, please.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. I just have one question. How do you come to this figure 40% of the water consumption in buildings is lost in leakages within buildings? I would claim that the majority of the leakages are outside buildings, and in the building itself, you can see it easily. I would challenge the figure. I
Sorry,
looked at the papers for the European Union. I cannot find a reconfirmed figure.
Yes, so if I understand your question right, so yes, indeed, there is an important part of the water that's lost on the network. That's not something we're working on, but that's something some companies are actually working on. We work after the meter, and when I talked about 40%, that was specific to the city of Brussels with whom we work, and that we know. So we equipped about 300 of their buildings, and we know that out of the they had a water bill of about €1 million a year, and 40% of that bill was due to water leakages. And the amount of leakages, we can assess it and know it thanks to, again, our algorithm, which knows the amount of water there's.
Floors in the building when there's so many leakages.
Excuse me?
They have a lot of flooded floors in the building when they have so many leakages.
Yeah, but that's so leakages. You see, a leaky toilet, for example, can cost up to €1,000 a year. So when you have tens of toilets in a building, that can go really fast.
Okay.
Great, thank you. The next question is from Laila. Please, the stage is yours.
Yes, hi. I think it's really good project, and I think you should consider actually protecting your proprietary algorithm for sure, because it's a good one. Okay, so you do have this B2B business, which we're probably approaching the water utility cities and anyone else who could appreciate those informations. But what is your plan once you collect all those information? Who are you targeting with? So only to go back to those utilities or cities to have those information, or actually to come to some consumers to do something about that, because it is useful information for anyone. I mean, if they're having leakages due to some spoiled stuff in their apartment or in the building, someone has to do something about that one. How you propagate those results, what you want to do with those results, which are high figures of the leakages, as you said.
That's all right. Thank you for your question. So basically, there are two types of clients. I'd say some people are interested in just saving money, which is important. So when you save a lot of water, you save a lot of money if you pay that water. So for example, for the city of Brussels, they have to manage a lot of buildings. Then they save money by just avoiding leaks. And then you have people, and that also depends on the country, on the culture, and on the cost of water. in some countries, people would be just more inclined to just care about the resource that's being saved. Since, as I said, that's in Europe, but also, I mean, everywhere throughout the world, water resources are not getting better. We are getting more and more, I mean, the demographics are getting bigger and bigger and more important every day. And so some countries care about that even more than about money, actually. I don't know if that answers the question.
Great, thank you. We have to stop and not take more questions, unfortunately. Thanks for the great presentation and thanks for the questions from the jury. I would love just to take the chance to mention that actually the whole European or like the whole World Summit Award community focus more on the value, the impact than actually the business model as it's called in the tech world and the startup world. The business model is called more like sustainability model, where we make sure that the solution would stay alive and finance itself, but it's not the real value. The real value for us is actually the impact, the solution itself, how helpful it is and how it's making our world actually a better place. Thanks a lot for the great presentation and thanks for the jury again.
Thank you.
The next solution is going from the Denmark. Or no, sorry, the next question is from the is coming from Croatia. It's actually, yeah, I remember the first time I was seeing one of the guys' videos, I was feeling like, oh my God, how much passion they have and how much like really love they put on this project. And actually it's one of the cool projects that I believe also in, because innovation needs always like easy tool for fast prototyping, and they are providing a very cool solution to make fast prototypes, easy, simple, and great, and direct to the point. So I would like to welcome the team from CircuitMess from Croatia, and I think we can start seeing the camera. Please, if the team is available, so the stage is yours. I think they're...
Albert, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry. What do I need to do? Oh, yeah, I'm here. Cool.
You share your screen.
Yes,
oh,
we can
share the screen. Oh, here I am.
You can please start sharing the screen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah, I thought.
It's okay. This is the
Can you see my screen now?
Presentation. You can go ahead,
sorry, what did you say?
You can go ahead, please. We are seeing.
Oh, you're seeing my screen.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Great. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Alfabetar. I come from Croatia and I'm the CEO of CircuitMess. And I think there is a massive issue in the world. So you see California alone currently has 85,000 unfilled STEM jobs. And this issue is just getting bigger and bigger. And you see children are not really interested enough in STEM, and they are losing interest if they are not engaged by a very early age. And I think the issue is that STEM education, quite frankly, sucks, if you would pardon my French. Because imagine if you were a child, which one of these would you choose? Would you rather play Fortnite or go with this educational toy on the right side of the screen, which, by the way, is a real thing that I found on Amazon the other day? In other words, parents really lack true options. They can either choose an educational toy that is not fun, or a fun toy that is not educational. And I think this should be connected, you know, we shouldn't choose. And the solution to this problem is to create STEM toys that kids actually like, and that's what we do. Imagine if you were 10 years old and you could build your own mobile phone or a game console or a DJ mix table. These are our products. We create these educational kits that are like Legos that children need to assemble and follow a set of detailed tutorials and learn something about electronics and programming in a hands-on way. That's what we do. The way our business model works is we sell electronic kits to our customers, then we engage them and introduce them to a community where they have tutorials and they can chill with other electronic kit owners And after they have assembled their kit, they are feeling very proud that they have managed to do this. They go back to the community and they become the rock stars for the newcomers. They teach them and explain to them how they have managed to assemble the kits. And after some time, they go for a new challenge. They buy a new kit, and every new kit is based around a certain new topic. And the fun part is that we also take feedback from the community and create new kits every 3 months. And this whole model works. We have lots of very positive reviews. People write us love letters. We have sold over 51,000 devices to over 90 countries. So, happy. Yeah, I do apologize. So I have fiber internet, but it decided to break, in this tipping moment of my presentation. Yeah, so I suppose I'll just continue where I left. So I don't know if you guys managed to see this slide. Maybe you can help me, or...
Yes, please. You can go ahead.
Okay. So I was telling that we have a good business. We have been bootstrapping all along, and we are growing steadily, but I want to grow this even further because I see that we are having a very good opportunity, and that's why we're going to do our first round of fundraising sometimes next year. So if anyone from the audience has some cash, please do send it our way. So thank you for listening to my presentation. Please do support us. Your kids are going to thank you later, and I am available for all of your questions now if my internet doesn't break again.
Great, thank you, Albert, and thanks for the CircuitMess team. We can take directly the first questions from the jury. Christian, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Albert. I think it's an exciting idea to learn about STEM with gamification. I don't have a lot of money, but I have a question.
No, that's fine.
Maybe I missed it, but it would be interesting to hear whether you sell those kits or like the tools directly to parents or not to kids, I assume, or are you going for the kindergartens or schools? That would be interesting to hear.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I tried to compress our presentation as much as possible because there is so much info. So about that, so 70% of our products are sold to parents with children. Our products are 7+, so we are not selling it to kindergartens. We're more of selling it to primary school and secondary school students, especially, their parents. And also like 30% of our sales, they go to people that just like building these things. So in other words, hobbyists, people that would buy a 3D printer, they decide to buy our stuff because, they want to play with hardware so bad and they want to feel like children. So yeah, that's very interesting. But also like a small percentage of our stuff actually goes to other IT companies that are buying our products for team building purposes. And like, for example, Siemens is buying our stuff because they teach their engineers or something, by building our game consoles. So yeah, that's an interesting turn of events that actually happened quite recently. Yeah.
Thank you. Great. The next question is from Gina.
This idea is fantastic. I might have to buy one at some point. What I wanted to ask is how specifically, we know there's a gender issue in STEM where young women are typically disincentivized from entering STEM fields. Is there anything your company is doing specifically to market to and target young girls with your product?
Yeah, so that's a big issue. The issue is actually that the children in general don't really, understand STEM because, I was reading this research the other day where I was interested in like what are the most popular jobs for the current, generation. And it turned out that, all of them want to be YouTubers and esport gamers and influencers, which is all fine. But, STEM is at the bottom of the list, and that's an issue. And especially with girls, that's an even bigger issue. So we are trying to address this by, as you can see, putting girls on all of our photos and making all of our products, unisex, because we want to show that, not only boys should be getting, the good toys and girls, just the Barbie dolls. But it's a tough issue to fight because still after all of that and after, trying to embrace gender equality with our products. Still, most of our stuff is bought by male parents and is built by male children. So that's still an issue that we're trying to figure out how to actually impact on, because I think the issue is much bigger than these toys. Just like, for example, in my company, most of our engineers are male, but it's a big issue. Yeah.
Thank you, Fabian. The next question is from Frank.
Hi, Albert. I really like what you're doing, and you really target a need.
I love your warehouse.
A lot of young people just avoid these STEM jobs, and also young girls miss it. And in the industry, we have a real need on these people. On your side, I would like to ask you, how do you do the advertising, the marketing? Is it just word of mouth, or how do you bring it into the community?
Yeah, so we focus heavily on performance marketing. That means mostly Facebook ads, Instagram ads, a little bit of Google ads, and we are experimenting with Twitter and TikTok ads recently. That's generating 90% of our sales. We were doing word of mouth at first, but now, we are spending somewhat around $40,000 per month on advertising, and it's going good, but that's a big challenge because of all the advertising privacy changes. You need to do something all the time. Like, our return of investment is good 1 month, but the other month, iOS updates and everything crashes. So that has been a very wild ride. But yeah, we are doing mostly social media ads. Yeah.
Thanks for all the answers, and thanks for the jury. Unfortunately, we have to go through and
thank you for your time.
Presentation. So we can move directly to the next wonderful project, winning project as well. It's actually from the Denmark. It's WeSolve Better Together. Actually, I was wondering for a long time, like how technology would really offer something to shortcut the connection between people and the government. I was always wondering, like, why we can't give instant and fast feedback to what we see on the streets, or maybe about our opinion, like it's not somewhere really far, and technology can offer really very fast connection in this case. And I think the guys from this wonderful winning project also, they offered a nice solution. I'm really excited to hear more about it. I think you can start, please, presenting your screen, and I will confirm as soon as I see your slides.
Hi.
Okay, great.
Thank you for the presentation. Yes, awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Simone, and thanks to WeSolve, I'm working on making public participation effective and available to most of the citizens and organizations in the world. Communities love to include and hear from their members, but this requires a lot of resources like time, access to public spaces, and management skills. All of this brings high costs for organizations, even up to €50 for collecting a single feedback in a workshop. On top of this, several factors like lack of time, lack of sense of community, and a lack of incentives can lead to a very low participation. Parts of the community are also excluded because of language barriers. This is the case for migrants and foreigners. Other people instead simply do not know how to reach the ones who can bring the change. All these reasons contribute to a very inefficient and poor use of the feedback collected from the citizens. So that's why we decided to create an all-in-one digital engagement platform that can reach all the segments of the population as a service and for a very competitive price. Thanks to WeSolve functionalities, already 40 organizations have engaged their community, and they made data-driven decisions by collecting ideas, receiving issue reports, and getting feedback through surveys and polls. Not only, all their members have also received great rewards for their participation. We are indeed offering a very innovative product. The localization of the app and the automatic translation of all the contents can remove any language barriers that limit public participation. Moreover, users are easily informed about the progress of the reported issues thanks to automatic notifications. Finally, our social reward system is able to engage and motivate 30% more people thanks to the collaboration with companies and NGOs that offer sustainable products or sustainable services. WeSolve is a solution useful not only to municipalities, but to any organization that is interested in co-creating projects and also understanding their community's needs. But let's see some concrete cases. From next year, together with the Municipality of Barcelona and our partners, WeSolve will be used to build a safe and sustainable urban mobility system. The project will involve 200,000 citizens that, thanks to their feedback, will help authorities to shape a better future. And just last month, we also promoted civic participation in Denmark and involved thousands of international and Danish citizens, explaining how to vote for the local elections, and we managed to raise their intention to vote by 40%. And since it was a great success, now we're planning different activities in Kenya for engaging more than 15,000 citizens for the upcoming elections. So are you also ready to solve challenges and create impact better together? Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you so much for the great presentation. I would like to go ahead directly and take the questions from the jury. If there are any questions, please raise your virtual hand so I can see. Okay, so the first question is coming from the jury auditor. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you very much for this presentation. It was great to see how you're changing very established systems. My question is around like, how do you do user validation to make sure that like not the same users or not some fake users are taking part? How do you do that verification and sharing of the private data and all of those things?
Yes, that's a good question, and that's also one of the focus of our platform. A lot of, I would say, especially local governments require a sort of, I would say, authentication for the users that are registering in our platform. That's why we are now integrating more and more public authentication systems inside our platform so that the user can be verified directly using these public authentication systems. This is a feature that can be enabled or disabled based on the organization needs. So if an organization wants it, they can have like an open community, or if they want that the user is validated and authenticated through these systems, then we basically enable this extra layer of security.
Great, thanks. The next question is from Gina.
Hi, I think this idea is absolutely fantastic. What I wanted to ask was, how are you ensuring that people that typically are most disconnected from political participation are able to engage with it, particularly where it's a digital solution and many of these people may not be very well digitally connected? Do you have any strategies for that?
Yes, you mean the ones that are not that, I would say, interested in using digital technologies, do you mean? Yeah. So for that specific reason, we are actually now extending our platform in order to create other type of interfaces. And I will mention one specific that is like basically a totem that we will start distributing around the cities, where citizens can just walk by and reach this totem and then basically write their feedback for solving specific challenges. We have already some orders, and this is basically the next path that we are following. So to make sure, as of course is our vision, that everybody is included. So not only the ones that are, say, digitally mature to use this type of technologies.
Great, thank you. I think we have another question again from auditor, please.
Only if there are no other questions from jurors. But I was wondering, what exactly do you do for voting, as in like elections? Because that is always very kind of sensitive topic for governments. So can you elaborate a little bit more? How do you participate in the elections?
Yes, basically that specific project was aiming to provide information about rules, about the possibilities for the people to be engaged during the public elections, especially to the foreigners, because unfortunately I'm living here in Denmark. A lot of people, of course, know English, but all these informations related to public participation are unfortunately not available in English. So a platform like WeSolve basically helped the government to provide all this information automatically translated in every language, so that all the expats or foreigners living in Denmark, they could actually know if they were eligible, and also they could know all the different rules to follow in order to be able to vote. And the same concept will be, as I described, also applied in Kenya, where again, the language barrier is a huge problem, and a platform like ours can definitely leverage the people and provide all this information.
Great, thank you, Fabian, and thanks for the whole WeSolve team. That was all. Thank you. No more questions from the jury. The next winning presentation and winning team is actually from Lithuania. It's the Walk 15. And I hear it so often that people, for example, say, we love nature, we want to do something, but we don't know how to do it, and they can't even measure their impact. And those guys, they did really innovative and beautiful kind of solution where people could see, like doing small things, how huge impact they could really result to. And I won't tell you everything. I think you will hear it soon from the presentation from the team. So if the team of Walk 15 is ready, please, you can start sharing your screen.
Yes, hello everyone. I hope you're enjoying this event as much as I do. And I'm ready to present Walk 15 right about now. Yes,
screen.
All right. Hello everyone, my name is Justina. I represent Walk 15 app, and last month we actually planted first in the world step forest. Step forest? Yes, you heard me right. We at Walk 15 work as a platform where we turn your steps into real value, into real trees. And we actually work as a pilot with 250,000 users. And we work globally already. The content managed is in 10 languages. And let me walk you through this step by step, shall we? So first of all, the problems that we face globally. And well, let's start from low physical activity rates. Since 2001, there's been no improvement whatsoever. And I really can contribute to that one, especially, well, when the COVID started. It's really hard to get up from that couch, isn't it? So really, we are working on this problem. And another one is, of course, high CO2 emission produced by vehicles. You know, on my way home, every day I see so many cars and there's so many people waiting in the traffic jam. That time could be used for something else. For example, some walk, perhaps. Of course, another problem is lack of education about personal CO2 footprint. What is personal CO2 footprint and how can we reduce it? Everyone is talking about it, but what can we really do? Is turning off the lights by the end of the day enough? It sure isn't. And for that, we have a solution we work on. It's Walk 15 mobile app. It's free and everyone can use that app. And we have exceptional features in the app. So first of all, step challenges where people can participate in groups. They can walk for their school, for their city, by themselves, of course, and they can turn those steps into real value in real shops to buy something good for your health. For example, fruits and vegetables. So next time you're visiting Lithuania, you need to go to a shop and exchange those steps. And of course, virtual trees is the main feature I would like to talk today, because we really need to understand our personal CO2 footprint, and Walk 15 does that through calculations. We want to make sure that every walker of Walk 15 is understanding how this works and how we can collect virtual trees as well in the challenge. So of course we made this as a middleman in the step challenges, because we wanted to jump not directly through the real trees. And this formula helps us understand how we can reduce the carbon dioxide, and we can calculate our personal virtual trees. But of course, the value and the impact we've done with 250,000 users already is huge. We included more than 400 schools, 400 companies, 600 companies participated in step challenges. They were motivated to walk more. And comparing 2020 and 2021, average daily steps per user increased by 33%. So that's really important for us. We planted 5,000 real trees in Vilnius, and this is just the beginning for us.
Kindly to stop the presentation. Thank you so much. That was really wonderful. We'll go directly to the questions. The first question is from Dimitar, please. Dimitar, can you please raise your question?
Hi. Always a subject that it's quite interesting to discuss. Really, I like the idea, but can you explain about the business model beside the purposes of the app? Thank you.
Yes, we work with companies, so B2B and B2C. We mainly aim to encourage companies, doesn't matter it's a huge company or a smaller company, to participate in step challenges. So basically we sell step challenges. And from B2C perspective, users are able to create those challenges by themselves and invite friends for a walk and for a small competition. But I would like to add something else to this. We organize a lot of free challenges, which are combined with social projects. So we really encourage our users to work on those challenges as well. Yeah.
Great, thank you. The next question is from Barbara.
Thank you for the presentation. I want to know where are the trees planted and who plants the trees?
Thank you for the question. It's really a good one. Those hands. We at Walk 15 are really involved. We want to be involved in every project we organize. So as well as walking competitions that we do. This first project, which we did last month, was in the partnership of insurance company. And of course, we asked for help because it might seem simple to plant the trees, but you really need to think of a lot of things. You know, you cannot just go and plant the tree wherever you want. So we worked with the municipality, with the regional parks department, and we found a specific area where there was, I think there was all garages or something like that. So we really cleaned out that space. And we organized this event for basically not too many people. I think it was up to 100 people who participated, and everyone took their time to plant these trees. So of course, this is just the start for us, and we want to scale it. We are already doing it in Denmark and waiting for the results. Yeah.
Great, thank you. The next question is from Laila.
Hi. Yeah, I really encourage this one. I mean, it's good. I mean, you encourage people to walk. So, but what are your measures as a let's say success of this application? Besides having more users, besides having more steps, what other measures you plan to include as a success of this story?
Yes, thank you for the question. Of course, one thing is having a lot of users, right? But you need to engage them. So we are working on expanding the content on the app. I haven't mentioned another feature because we would have to stay here until tomorrow for me to talk, but we have virtual tracks where people are able to, you know, select specific areas, tracks around me probably, and explore what's around. It seems like we know where we live and where to go for a walk, but trust me, it's not true. You can find more tracks to walk around. And the thing is that we focus on mainly on planting real trees, on engaging more people to use the app and participate in step challenges, and of course to explore and to really contribute. Because another number that we acknowledged, I didn't have enough time to mention, but we have a step wallet where people are able to exchange the collected steps. And up until now, there's more than 113 million steps exchanged into discounts for fruits and vegetables. Trust me, last Monday, I exchanged those steps for bananas, and my Monday morning was perfect. Thank you.
Great, thank you. The last question is from Lucia, please.
Hello from my side. Just that you mentioned that you plant trees with your own hands. I am curious to know how big is your team and what are your next milestones? How do you plan to grow? Because I think that the more you grow, then you will need more help, right?
Well, I hope that you will join us on this venture. Yeah. But of course, our team, you know, is just a pilot. There's 15 people working, you know, 15 people. But of course, we needed help from volunteers. So we managed to invite people in this event and to organize this, I think, beautiful initiative. I think it's super cool. And, you know, once in a while, it's nice to change your office and maybe work from the real trees planted. and you are able to contribute. So how we're planning to grow on this part, we want to engage our users, real people with their real stories, to come and help us out, because together we can make the world a healthier place to live.
Great, thank you. And thanks for the whole Walk 15 team. That was really great and impressive. We can move directly to the next project, again, also from Lithuania. Another also very cool project. I think it gives an example of how like the whole tech trend of smart cities is going to be used in a good and like valuable way. And I think like the future smart cities will take care of us instead of we take care of the city. And I'm really excited also to know more about the project and this innovative solution. So please, we can see you on camera. You can take your time and start presenting your slides.
Thank you very much. 1 second.
Okay, great. We can see the slides. You can go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. So hi, we're from Vilnius City Municipality, and we'd like to introduce you a KPI of Vilnius City solution by asking you a question. How can we know that government in municipal level keeps their obligations? So Vilnius didn't know that either, so we decided to make a deeper analysis. In the process of that, we faced some challenges. We saw that we have a different approach to the quality of services that Vilnius provides to its customers. Also, in some ways, we don't collect or track any data, and because of that, we have no data to analyze. So we seeked for an opportunity to balance between data and customer centricity in one place. Our solution for these challenges is KPI of Vilnius City dashboard that helps to track the real-time data and make data-driven decisions that impact all 800,000 residents of Vilnius City. It's also an adaptive, open to public and unique tool in Lithuania that consists of 170 unique KPIs from more than 58 different sources in one place. And that covers all 8 strategic areas of Vilnius City services. Here you can see an example of our dashboard where you can track the most relevant KPIs in one place from all those 8 strategic areas. Our system is consisted of 2 parts. First part of our solution is aimed at residents of Vilnius City as users of services that Vilnius City Municipality provides. They can track the quality of city services and statistical information, knowing the load of municipality in different time periods. Second part is aimed at Vilnius City Municipality and municipal institutions. This group has a possibility of day-to-day monitoring the quality of services that they provided. So transparency of municipal institutions' activities lets us to do more strict supervision of service companies and also to ensure efficient use of the budget. For example, increasing numbers of residents and families with children in need of preschool education. Analyzing the information, we saw that we can't cover all the needs. So we decided to partly compensate a fee for private kindergartens, and our waiting line dropped down 67%. Another example is that we could also easily adapt the system when it was urgent and include more information to check the situation of testing amounts and vaccination for COVID-19, while other cities in Lithuania couldn't do that for a while. So our next steps in the near future will be to include more automatically collected data, also to share experience with other European cities and increase number of KPIs included in the system. So thank you for the attention.
Great, thank you for the presentation. We can start taking the questions from the jury. Please, if there are any questions, start raising your virtual hand so we can ask you, please. I still can't see any questions from the jury. Okay, the first question is coming from Frank. Please, the stage is yours.
Thanks for the interesting presentation. How is it received by the government? Do we have full support from them, or they're afraid of the transparency?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
How is the toolchain you provide and the data you provide perceived by the government? Do you have the full support of them, or they're concerned by the transparency you create?
You know, they are as well included in the creation of that system as we are. All 800 employees of Vilnius City municipality was included in decision making, and they suggested those KPIs. So they wanted to see transparent data, and we were happy to help them with our solution.
Great.
Yes, thank you.
Great, thank you. The next question is from Christian, please.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I would like to, maybe you could give a more hands-on example of such a KPI, because we quickly saw the dashboard, but it was very hard to see what kind of KPIs are there. Because when you speak about KPIs, it's always crucial what you measure. So maybe you can give a hands-on example to illustrate that.
Okay, so first example will be the first part. It was customer service. We knew that in some time periods we have an increased load of calls. So about 55,000 in a month. So we decided to move human resources from contact client service to the call center, and we could answer all those calls. So one of the...
Thank you, great. Gina, could you please ask the next question?
Hi, I just wanted to ask, what is the perceived social impact for people in Vilnius with this data? What are they doing with it and how are they finding it?
It's an open to public solution. So they can track the information, you know, the statistical information depending on the area of interest, because it's, for example, social services, client services, transport public, and so on. So they can track the information, and after that they can contact us to see how we can increase the quality of services that we provide for Vilnius City residents.
Thank you. The last question is from Angelica, please.
Thank you so much for presenting your inspiring solution. I'd like to better understand how exactly you collect this sort of data on a, I think on an actual like day-to-day basis, or how do you measure the data?
We have two types of collecting data. One is automatically from different kinds of systems, depend on KPI, and another part is manually. But in our future plans is to increase more automatical data collecting.
Okay, great. Thank you. That was all the questions. Thanks for the presentation, and we can go directly to the next wonderful winning team. The next team is going to be Alfabetar. It's from Romania. Actually, it's another wonderful project about the online education, but it's actually spotting a different point that only students. It was also very, very interesting to watch all the videos and the scripts you put online, and also the results that you have. Please, the stage is yours. We can see you on screen, and we can also start seeing your slides as soon as you share them, please. Okay, great.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me, and you can also see my presentation. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Sylvia, and I'm representing today the Alfabetar team. And I'm gonna go a little bit through what we do. First of all, I want to make it clear that Alfabetar is a free classroom tool for teachers that aims at helping them close the literacy gaps that they have in students with problems in literacy. And how we do that is we try to make easy access to anytime testing of literacy and personalized interventions, depending on the main reason why students are struggling with literacy. Our main purpose is, of course, to help Romanian children overcome their literacy challenges. How we do this? First of all, what's really unique for the context we operate in is that we managed to bring together teachers, experts, specialists, NGOs, and the support of the private sector, aiming towards the same mission. Then how we actually do it with teachers is that we give them access to literacy testing tools anytime they want in their classrooms, having available both online options and offline options that they can use in their classrooms. And based on that, we try to help them identify the right interventions for their students in order to tackle specific literacy problems. Together with all of this, we try to create for them a national community of teachers and experts that can support each other in working better with literacy problems. And in the same time, we use the community to create continuous developments in terms of content for working with the children in the classroom. Our biggest why, as you probably know, in Romania, 44% of students struggle with reading, according to PISA. And what we saw is that this usually happens because the teachers lack the necessary materials to tackle literacy, and they don't know in real time where the students stand. So what we did is we created a platform that makes it easy for teachers anytime, any week, any day to measure the literacy level and work with specific tools. And our model looks at empowering teachers and testing, implementing intervention for literacy, retesting, and going on and on and on until they improve results. We only been online for 8 months, and out of those 8 months, 3 of them were school holidays, but we have over 30,000 students already tested. Thank you.
For the time. Yeah, thank you. Also, great. That was a great presentation. We can go directly ahead to the questions, and the jury, please. You can. Okay, so Christian, have the first question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you also for the presentation. You said you're assessing skills or a skills gap when it comes to literacy, and assessing skills is not a very easy task. It's very hard actually. How do you do that? Is it like self-tests, self-evaluation, teacher evaluation? What's the mode of assessment? You mentioned PISA. There's also a lot of criticism around that system. So It would be very interesting how you identify that gap.
Thank you. That's an amazing question. Well, we are really lucky because part of our team is actually made of experts and specialists in testing skills. So what we've done is that in the last year, we developed a basic literacy test that's available from grade 0 to grade 8 that shows and it's in Romanian. It's available anytime a teacher wants to use it. It's actually the students go through the test. So it's our own test developed. But of course, that only shows if there is a problem. It doesn't show you what's the problem. So for going deeper in identifying the challenges, we actually use 2 different instruments that teachers use in their classroom that are based on observations of students to better identify the specific challenge of specific student or group of students.
Great, thank you. The next question we have is with Ligia, please.
Thank you for your presentation. And of course, education is one of the most important things in the house, in my opinion, for all societies. I'm interested because I heard that your tool, your platform is offered for free. So I would like to, if you could elaborate a little bit more on what is your impact model, how you get the revenues to invest on it, and how you also have your impact model built. Yeah, business model and impact model together.
Thank you. Well, we are an NGO, like the organization that I'm working for is an NGO. And what's our strong point, so to speak, is that we manage to leverage resources from really all the areas needed in order to serve a mission, the mission that we have. And Alfabetar and all other programs that we run are actually 100% supported by the private sector. So we fundraise for it by bringing people in supporting the same mission. And we are really, really lucky because that's how we have all the experts, all the tech people in, all the companies making it possible, because literacy is not our mission or my organization's missions, is everybody's mission, and that's what we're trying to do. And in terms of impact, we are looking at two things. First of all, we feel like there is a need to know more in real time where do we stand as a country in terms of literacy skills. So we are looking at numbers of kids that we actually can know information about, not every 4 years when PISA does the testing, but every year, every month. And second, we are looking at numbers of teachers that actually can self-assess themselves in terms of progress in their teaching practices.
Thank you so much. The last question we can take from the jury is from Odeta, please.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to ask, are you planning or are you already accredited by government and by official programs of like the educational programs?
Not yet, but we are planning to. As I've told you, we've just started this year and we are still gathering data and trying to support our case and build a model. Our main purpose for the next year is to become a national program, so that can be supported by national authorities and local authorities, and used as a tool supported by the educational system overall.
Thank you so much. That was all the questions. We would like to thank the whole team from Alfabetar and also the great presentation.